Hello everyone, Beats was A back again with a deck report. I apologize I haven't done one in a few days. I've been planning to do one, but just haven't done it. Quite a bit going on, so let's get on into it. First of all, the Bicycle 1Z signs, which is actually apparently 12 signs, which makes more sense, but for some reason they put a Z instead of a 2. The Bicycle 12 signs by Yukwah, I believe it is, that was cancelled. Not sure why they had 200 backers. They were getting there, but I guess it wasn't going as good as they had planned. I do expect it to be launched eventually, as his previous decks did. On Kickstarter now, I'm not sure if I mentioned before, the Bicycle Occults from Gambler's Warehouse. It is the original artwork, or the original court cards and faces at least, that they used on the double black bicycle decks. So they're much cooler. They look better than what they used there. And I got two different back designs, one standard, one limited. Pretty cool, borderless, circle back styled, if you will. I like it. Definitely go check it out. Another new one on Kickstarter from Warpunk Games is the Gothic. Again, I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, since it's been a few days. The Gothic is very similar to their previous decks, the Zombie Black and the Zombie White. It's kind of the original version, I believe, of the decks. But they have colors. I believe one is a white deck, one is a blue deck, or something like that. I don't really remember, but they're pretty cool. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's getting there. It should be funded. The Bicycle Cult is almost funded. The Gothic is about halfway there. The Atelier playing cards, that has funded. They had over 800% funding, which I don't get because it was absolutely lazy. It had absolutely no art on the faces. The back design was pretty simple. A lot of people saying they apparently worked for Apple, so that's where that came from. But I don't know that for sure. But call it minimalist if you want. A lot of people apparently liked it because he had over 60,000, like almost 65,000 bucks for that one to get funded. Obviously, he got word out really good. He knows a lot of people, and I'm guessing a hell of a lot of these people have never seen any other decks of cards on Kickstarter, because otherwise they'd go, well, this one's got nothing on the faces, and these ones are amazing. I don't know. Go figure. These slick playing cards with second attempt fail. I don't think it'll be back. The lead deck that launched on Kickstarter is going to fail as well. It's called the Weird one. They even spelled weird with... They spelled weird. Weird. It's got two E's in it. An apostrophe. It's weird. And the deck is just terrible. I think there's a couple different designs, but they're just really plain, made by a cheap printer. Don't recommend it. Another new deck is the Tenebra deck. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Tenebra Pasa. There's also one that it is being put out by what's the name of the company? Well, it's the same company that did the Bicycle Legacy cards and the Grid playing cards, except this one's going to be done by a Legends playing card company, and I think they're only printing around 1,000 or so decks. There's less than that that are going to be available on the Kickstarter. Doing very well. Definitely check it out before they sell out. Each one of these decks also comes with a pack jacket, because it's being made by Legends playing card company / Expert playing card company, so they're a little bit pricier. However, they do come with a pack jacket, so the price is fine, in my opinion. Another new cool deck of cards on Kickstarter is the Borderline deck of cards. I don't recall who's making this one. Pretty fancy box, fancy back design. Reminds me a lot of Fear 11 decks when I look at it. And makes me want to say, hey, Fear 11 called. They want their deck design back. The faces are custom, though, not like Fear 11 decks. and interesting. I definitely recommend checking this one out. It's borderline awesome. The Cubist playing cards has funded barely. They got like 100 or so bucks over their $1,000 goal, and it's still about 52 hours left. This is a deck of cards that I really can't recommend. It's just not that good. I'm just surprised it funded. Then there was the Bicycle Call of Cthulhu Riving Dark Extended Edition. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. There's about 8 days left and about $1,000 short. What this is, Shane Tyree, who designed the Call of Cthulhu decks, had a fair amount of the unlimited decks left, so he has launched another campaign to sell them off. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Kickstarter is not a store and is not supposed to be used in this way, so I don't know. I don't agree with it. If you got extra decks to sell, do what everyone else does. Sell them on a website, sell them on eBay. Not this way. If Kickstarter finds out about that, they'll probably pull the plug. So it's kind of risky. Then there's the Bicycle Day of the Dead by a Canadian. I forget his name. Canadian guy. 47 hours. It's not going to make it. He's got almost $2,000 and he needs $15,000. It's not even close. I don't know why. It's a really nice looking deck. I don't know why he's not getting funded. Either he's not promoting it enough, or there's just too many other decks out there that it's similar, or I don't know. I don't understand it. I thought this one would get funded for sure. He hasn't had much luck himself. He's had a couple other decks before, or at least one other deck before, and it did not do well either. Then there's another interesting one, the Bicycle Holographic deck, which is in a project for a cribbage board, which is very interesting. It's an electronic cribbage board. If you want to find this one, you won't find it at the point cards. You have to search for, I guess, electronic cribbage board. It's a very interesting board. It's going to be available in 3 different colors. First of its kind, electronic cribbage board. If you've never played cribbage, it's a pretty cool game. I enjoy it, especially when it's only 2 people or teams of 2. 3 people isn't so much fun, but 2 is my preference. But anyways, forget cribbage. It's a pretty interesting board. The deck of cards is a Bicycle branded deck, and it's got a lot of neon colors. It does have a one-way back design featuring all 4 pips, kind of one within each other. But maybe he'll fix that. I don't know. The faces are pretty interesting. They're half standard on the code cards and then half kind of modern or futuristic. It's a pretty interesting deck. The cribbage board is pretty interesting. If you like cribbage, go check it out. Speaking of which, chess cards. If you like chess, go check out the chess cards. George Sykes has opened up tiers for multiple decks because people kept asking for them, and apparently they're too lazy to figure out how to combine decks into a single pledge. So he's got some of those open. Funding is not going to get. I'm not sure if it's going to get funded or not. Probably not at this rate, but it is very interesting, and if you check it out, I think you'll like it. It's playing cards that have a chess theme, and you can even get a massive board to play chess with the cards. Each one represents a different piece, like kings, queens, knights, bishops, rooks, etc., etc. You can also get poker chips, which you can use with the cards to play poker, or you can take those chips and use them with the board to play checkers. Isn't that awesome? It's like 3 games in 1. Anyways, back to new decks on Kickstarter. Another new deck on Kickstarter is the Hawaiian deck. This one is from Home Run Games. And it's kind of interesting. I like the Hawaiian theme. I like the code cards. It's got kind of a rustic feel to it. A rustic color. Not white. The back design isn't bad. What I don't like is they have 2 boxes. One is a standard box, which could use some improvements in my opinion. It's far from beautiful. And then they got another one, which is a limited box, which is a lot nicer. But they copied the same box style that they used in their triplicates vintage deck reprints with a funky looking flap. It's a much nicer box, but then it's like twice the cost. And I said to myself, you know what, the hell with it. I'm not going to be twice the cost for maybe mediocre deck at best with a fancy box when I can get the same deck for half the price in a mediocre box. You know, whatever. I don't want to say it's mediocre. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. And you should check it out. You might like it. It's better than the comic cards they did previously, that's for sure. Another new deck, the Hurricane deck. Now everyone's doing all sorts of weird decks on Kickstarter. The Hurricane deck is not that great. The back design, there's two back designs. There's two decks, a standard one and a limited one, which usually doesn't work out well for first timers. On top of that, he's only got $10,000 funding for a USPC deck, which is only enough for one deck, not two. So if he gets funded, he's going to have to self-fund the rest, and I contacted him about it, and he understands that, and he's willing to do that, I suppose. But it is a gamble, in my opinion, that one. And the standard one, the faces aren't bad. The back design, however, is a one-way that says Hurricane down the middle. The other one, the limited one, is similar. The back design is a little more simplified. It doesn't have any words in the middle, but it's kind of got an LTD type feel to it. And not really interesting. And then the faces for the limited one are dark and weird. They look like there's rain pouring down across them. I don't know if it's going to make it. Well, we'll see. Another new deck of cards on Kickstarter is Muertos. Muertos, of course, means death in Spanish or Mexican. It is a Day of the Dead deck. Again, another one, but this one is black and gold. Apparently all the pips are gold. I didn't really bother to notice, but it looks really nice. A lot of people compare it to Elite playing cards, and I can see why. And some are even calling the aces, referring to the aces as being similar to the Ornate decks, which I definitely agree with. But it looks pretty nice. It's not bad looking for that. It's another Day of the Dead deck, but it's not half bad, so definitely check it out. You might like it. I think you would. Moving along. Alloy Studio released a Tally Ho Rose series, which is 6 different colored Tally Ho decks recently. I believe they sold out. Hopefully I'll find them somewhere soon enough. Conjuring Arts has got a new deck coming in a new feature called the Gnostic Legends, which is pretty interesting looking. Or at least it's called the Gnostic, but it's going to be printed by the Legends Playing Card Company. Another new deck coming into Kickstarter, Bicycle Funny. Funi, however you pronounce that. I don't even know how you pronounce it. It's a weird word. But it's got a very colorful look to it. And coming soon as well, the Bicycle Golden Spike, which is very similar to the steampunk goggles in theme and everything, railroad type theme. And it's been done by Jody Eklund, I believe his name is, the same guy who did the... Well, he did another one, which was not funded and is going to be available soon anyway, because somebody bought the design. Also, Club 808, the Joker's deck, the uncut seats for the Joker's deck are available on their website. The deck itself will be coming soon. Looks pretty cool. The face of every card has a different type of Joker to it from USPC's history, so I think it's pretty cool. Another deck coming to Kickstarter soon, the Victor E. Mauger 1876, I believe, the quadruplicates, done by the same guy as the triplicates deck. This is a deck of cards, similar style, except it has the triplicate in all four corners, apparently. And it's got my name on it, Victor E. Margaret. I like that, Victor. I'm sure it's going to be pretty awesome. I definitely look forward to that one, and I'll let you know when it's available. Coming tomorrow, the Blue Crown, the third version of the NLC decks. Apparently, it's going to be the same as the last ones with the marked corners and whatnot, except that it's going to be made by the Expert Playing Card Company. It's going to have the side opening tuck boxes. Same 5 colors as always. And apparently, inside, underneath the flap, instead of having a quote like they usually do about simplicity or minimalism, is actually going to be a reveal, a different one in each box, which I think is pretty awesome. So definitely check that out. I'm sure they're going to be good cards, they're going to handle good, so be on the lookout for those tomorrow. And coming soon, I believe, to jpplayingcards.com, his own deck of cards, the Lux playing cards designed by... crap, I'm terrible with names today. Designed by the same guy, well, designed by Midnight Playing Cards, who did the Ornate playing cards. That guy, I forget his name. I apologize, but I forget his name at the moment. They look awesome, and 2 different colors. Definitely check them out. I'll let you know when it can become available. Also, Goonies. If you've ever seen the movie Goonies, there's another one coming up, a new one, a sequel. There is a deck coming out as well. Goonies playing cards. I don't know if it's going to be bicycle branded or not. I doubt it. And it's being put out by Albino Dragon. It's coming to Kickstarter very soon. Looks pretty interesting. Based on a movie of court cards featuring the characters. I'm not sure I like the back design and saying Goonies on it. And I think the faces also have some words on it. But I'll have to see for myself once we get more images. Looks pretty cool. But, lots of writing. Daniel Madison has another deck coming up as well. The Madison Hustlers. Yes, another deck. I don't know how he's coming up with more decks. I haven't even gotten the Gamblers or the White Rounders yet, and already there's another one coming. Don't know when, but it's coming. And a little reminder, Aguila on Kickstarter right now. Funded or almost funded. Very beautiful decks. You should check them out right now. That's what I got. I apologize for the very long video. I am VJose32, your opinionated, unbiased, unapologetic deck reviewer. See ya.